Hi everyone, my name is Jen and I'm really excited that you're joining me for my first ever YouTube unboxing video. I've been watching these videos for a while now. I've really enjoyed them and I've been using subscription boxes for years. So it's really exciting to be able to combine those two interests and join the community of unboxing on video. So I hope you will enjoy and maybe share with me which subscription boxes you enjoy, because I'm always looking for a new and fun box. So let's go ahead and get started. So conveniently, a couple of days ago, my Munchpak arrived. If you're not familiar with Munchpak is a snack subscription box which pulls snacks from around the world and sends them to the subscriber based on the type of account they've set up. There are small pack options, medium pack options, and a large family pack option, and the difference is the amount of snacks that you get in each box. You also have the option of customizing additionally by adding coffee or tea or soda. If you also want to eliminate the types of snacks that you get, maybe you only want salty or you only want sweet, you do have the option of choosing types of customizations for an extra fee. So it really does cater to the different type of snacker that you might be. So opening it up, you'll see it's packed pretty tight. Those are all the snacks inside. One of the things that I really like about Munchpak, I think is kind of fun, is that they always include a card that tells you who packed your box. Not that I know this person, not that this person knows me, but it's still kind of fun. And so my box this month was made by Liz. Thank you to Liz for taking the time to pack my box. So first up, I have some Covered Bridge ketchup chips. And I believe these are from Canada. Yes, New Brunswick, Canada. And I've had something from Covered Bridge before, but not this particular style. Kettle chips are the ones that are really, really crunchy. So I do like Kettle chips. I've tried ketchup chips from another brand before, and I wasn't a fan, but let's open this up and give it a go. See what we think. Oh, here's what it looks like. Kettle cooked chips tend to be thicker than a regular potato chip or crisp, and oftentimes they have the skin still on the outside, so that kind of adds some plastic flavor, so to speak. And surprisingly, these arrived pretty intact. Usually when I get chips in the mail, they end up crumbs, but let's give this a taste. There's a nice crunch to them. And I can definitely taste the tang of the ketchup. More vinegar-based ketchup. I've had some ketchups that were really sweet and some that were really tart. This tastes very tart. And I can definitely taste the tomato-y-ness of the ketchup on these. I do like the crunch of them. I'm not a fan of the flavor, so these will probably be shared with other people. Looks like, according to the back of this, this contains wheat, soybean, and fish. That's interesting. Okay, so it says that they're super tasty. We'll be the judge of that. It is a product of Thailand. It says it right there on the bottom. There's no strong smell, which surprises me a little bit given that it says that it's got fish. I can smell it a little bit. They are little twigs of biscuit. Let's give it a taste. You can definitely taste that it's a wheat cracker or a wheat-based product. It's got that kind of floury texture to it. And I can definitely taste coating to it. I don't know that I particularly pick up a fish flavor with it, but it definitely seems salty. These are okay. They remind me a little bit of the little wheat sprinkles that are shaped the same way that you can put on top of your salads. It's got kind of that flavor and that texture, but with just a little bit more of a salty coating to it. They're not bad. I don't know that I would necessarily eat these as a snack by themselves, but we like to have spinach salads for dinner a lot, and I can see maybe putting some of this on top for some texture. Next we have something that is unlabeled. That's all I got. There's no other writing on this. Let me know what this is. On the looks of it, it looks like it might be a rice cracker of some kind. So I'm anticipating something savory. So let's see whether or not that's true. Yep, it's definitely a rice cracker. It's sweet savory, if that makes any sense. Kind of like a rice cracker that you might have in one of those mixes that you can get at the grocery store that include like the dried wasabi peas and that sort of thing, if you know what I'm talking about. But it's definitely got that kind of savory aftertaste tang to it. So it's a good mixture. Again, I don't know that this is necessarily something that I would pick up in a store as a snack, but you know, if it looks like it almost would be something that would come along with your takeout food. We have some Stark Smoky. And these are from, I'm gonna guess, Poland, based off of the writing. The label says it's a puffed snack with peanuts. So I don't know if that means there's peanuts with the snack or if it's supposed to taste like peanut. And it's a product of Serbia. So thank you to Serbia for sharing your snacks with us. If you're from Serbia, do you eat this? Definitely has that kind of peanut buttery smell that you might get with a corn snack. If any of you have had peanut butter Captain Crunch, kind of smells like that, but minus the sugar. They're supposed to be like peanut shaped, but they look just like cheese puffs. Yep. They do have a peanut buttery kind of essence to them. They're not bad, it's just the flavor and the texture combination is odd. Just because I'm not used to it. So I have the taste of peanuts, and so I'm expecting that type of kind of rich, crunchy chew, as opposed to a light and airy corn puff type of chew. So it's alright. I don't know that I would buy this again, but there's quite a few in the bag, so maybe by the end of the bag I'll be addicted and I'll need more. So we'll see how that goes. One of the things that I had mentioned was that you do have the option of getting or adding sodas or drinks to your Munchpak, which I have been doing the last few months. I've been adding a soda or a juice. I think I'm actually going to switch it to coffee next time to try some coffees. But this is what they sent me this time around. It's in a glass bottle, so they wrapped it up in newspaper for the packing. And it is Jarritos grapefruit soda from Mexico. I think I've seen this in some of our grocery stores around here. I live in California. Tend to have a lot of grocery stores and corner markets for the Hispanic population in my area. And of course, it requires a bottle opener, so which I wasn't anticipating. Okay, so I'm back and I have opened my soda and created my little sizzle sound, so it's definitely a carbonated drink. And I have a clear cup. So, ooh, look at that. Oh, and it's got like that kind of nice grapefruit juice coloration to it. Let's give that a taste. Not bad, not bad. It reminds me a little bit of a squirt, for those of you that might be familiar in the United States. It's not quite as sweet as a squirt is, which I think would actually make this a lot more refreshing. which is good because it's supposed to be a hot day today. So I think I'm actually going to put the rest of this back in the refrigerator and save it for this afternoon when it gets really hot. So next up we have some milk ficus, milky flavored sandwich biscuits. So that tells me it's going to be a sweet little cookie. And these are from product of India. All right, I wasn't really expecting that. I thought maybe Eastern Europe. And it's in a cute little tray. There are several in here. So that's how they arrive packaged. 3 in a row, and it looks like there might be 3 rows in here. So that'll be good for morning or afternoon coffee, especially on a weekend. Let's give that a try. It's a good ratio of cookie to filling. The icing is really, really sweet. I'm kind of feeling like 1 cookie and I'm done already, but I could see this being really good with some coffee or some tea. Something that's kind of intended for, I think, the younger set. For ages 3+, and I guess I qualify. It's made in China. It's clearly a design for the children. Could be something that I would see maybe in an Easter basket or something like that. These are Lickety Lips Bunny, and if you take a look, there's like some bunny teeth on them, and it looks like it's a lollipop that is kind of like a pacifier, and there's like a plastic container that you can put it back into when you're pausing between your sucking, I guess. The actual lollipop itself reminds me a bit of a jawbreaker. You guys remember those? We used to get those at the amusement park down the way. Yeah, so here we go. I don't know. I can see somebody like Emmy Made in Japan. If you don't watch her videos, you should go check them out. Having fun with this in her little goofy blurb at the end of her videos. Sometimes likes to goof off with the food that she tries, and I can see her having a good time with this. The candy itself is kind of a standard candy cherry flavor, which I'm not a fan of. For some reason, that kind of flavor reminds me of Sucrets, cough drops from when I was a kid. So I'm not really a fan. I appreciate the novelty of it. I think it's kind of cute, and I think kids would really enjoy it, but that I will not be finishing, and obviously since I was eating it, I am not going to be sharing this with my friends. If I had a different kind of friend, maybe, I don't know, but funny enough, the packaging says that this is strawberry flavored, and I'm not tasting strawberry, I'm tasting cherry. The back of it says strawberry cherry candy, so false advertisement, you have been forewarned. Tastes like cherry. Next we have another Britannia product, so I'm assuming this is also from India. Yep. And these are fig rolls. So I'm wondering if these are going to be like Fig Newtons, which we have here in the United States. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the back says that it's from India, and the front says it's the product of Oman. So my apologies to whichever country is actually the producer of this product. Another plastic tray, and it definitely smells like a Fig Newton. That's funny. Has that same kind of harder shell texture, although this feels actually even harder than a Fig Newton. So those of you who have had a Fig Newton before, you may recall that it's got kind of a dense outside, but it's not crunchy hard, it's just stiff. This actually feels like it's going to be crunchy hard. And there's the fig inside. So there's the inside of it. I don't know if you can see how crumbly it is. It's definitely the flavor of a fig Newton, that combination of the fig and the cake aspect of it, but it's a lot drier. The cookie part of it is a lot drier than a fig Newton is typically, so it ends up kind of being a little crumbly at first. And it's hard to say if that's intentional on the product's part or if that might actually be a byproduct of the shipping. If I had to choose between the two, I would go for a fig Newton. We have a sherbet fountain, which I think I've seen other people review before. I think this is from the United Kingdom. I can win sweet beets. That's kind of cool. Ooh, sherbet with a licorice dipping stick. I'm not a fan of licorice, so this will be interesting. So this might be another one of those, let's try it for the video and then take a pass on it, but we'll see. Unfortunately, I can't seem to actually get it open. It says twist to open, but that's not working. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Look at that. All right, how does this work? It looks like a firecracker. Is it supposed to look like this? There's a spot in the lid where I think maybe the licorice is supposed to stick into, but I don't really know how that works. Is it supposed to be solid like this? Or like a loose powder? I got the impression that it was supposed to be like something I dipped the licorice into. I'm so confused. Let me know how you're actually supposed to eat this. Let me give this sherbet a try. Okay, so it's a lemon sherbet. I'm just gonna put that right back in there because I think one taste is good. Reminds me a little bit of when I chew up an aspirin because I don't have any water to swallow it down. It's that kind of powdery, grainy texture. It definitely doesn't taste medicinal. It tastes like candy. But yeah, I'm not a fan. It's suitable for vegetarians. I do have a couple vegetarian friends that maybe if I get one of these again, I will pass on to them. Obviously, I don't want to give them the one that I've been eating, but not a fan. This one is a no-go. Hey, at least I tried it, right? Okay. Twins caramel. So they look like wafer cookie bars, but instead of chocolate, which is what I'm used to seeing, it's got caramel. So that's kind of exciting and different. One of the things that I've learned through my experimenting with Munchpak is that wafer cookies and wafer candy seem to be popular worldwide. That combination of a layered wafer cookie with chocolate, either dark chocolate or milk chocolate on top of it, seems to be super popular. So seeing one with caramel is kind of exciting. This is from Signature Snack, and there's some writing on the back that looks like it's Asian. I couldn't tell you what. I'm so sorry. Interesting though. Okay, so here's the writing up on the back. Maybe you know what language that is. I'm sorry, I don't. The label says that the country of origin is the United Arab Emirates. Apparently I'm having some packaging challenges today. Just like Cheeky Tam. Oh, that's not what I was expecting at all. Okay, so I was thinking that this package might have like 2 or 3 bars based off of what the front shows, but it seems like, oh, I see. Sometimes you gotta open the package all the way up in order to see it. So when I first opened it up, this is what I saw. And so it looked like it was one big solid bar, but it turns out you break them off this way, not lengthwise. Baha! So they are separate. So it's 4 bars. And this is actually a pretty thick wafer. This is actually more than I was expecting from the packaging. I can smell the caramel. It looks like it's a vanilla wafer bar based off of the coloring, but I can definitely smell that caramel bite to it. Ah, that's sweet. Like a traditional wafer cookie. The icing is really, really sweet. And rather than the icing being actual caramel, it's more of a caramel flavor. So it's kind of that sugary caramel, almost like crystallization type of flavor rather than it being caramel itself. I think this is another one of those that would be really good with coffee or tea to kind of balance out that sugariness. We have something in a language I can't read. Do you recognize this? Whatever it is, it looks like it's strawberry flavored. It's 60%, whatever that means. 60% of what? I don't know. So somewhere from Asia comes this strawberry thing that's 60% of something else. So let's take a look and see what this is. I'm gonna actually use scissors this time because apparently packaging, the struggle is real sometimes. So, ooh, yeah, I can smell the strawberry, that kind of faux strawberry. Oh, it's a fruit roll-up. Look at that. It's one of those like fruit by the foot things. Oh, we have these in the States. People like to put these in their kids' lunch boxes. So there it is, peeling off the paper. Looks really sticky. Smells very much like a strawberry fruit roll-up. Wow, that's really sticky. Definitely not as stiff as a fruit roll-up that we would have here. It definitely has a much more sticky texture to it. It's, yeah, you can kind of see how my fingers stick into that. So give that a taste. It definitely has a much more gelatinous texture than a fruit roll-up would be here. Fruit roll-ups here, they're sticky and they do have a little bit of that jelly consistency, but it also tends to be stiffer, a little bit more, for lack of a better word, more preserved or more dried. This is like somebody took jelly and smeared it on a paper and it maybe dried up a little bit, but it's still got that kind of jelly texture to it. My fingers are super sticky now. I don't buy fruit roll-ups of my own. It was something that I probably would have enjoyed when I was 10, but it was alright to try. Our last thing is something called 7-Stick. The packaging reminds me a little bit of fruit stripe gum here in the United States. Some of the characters on here are a little strange looking, and the actual product here, can you see that? There we go. That looks a little funky, shall we say. But it looks like it's a biscuit cookie with some sort of chocolate filling in it. And this is also from Yaukin. Oh, is there anything on here that tells me where Yaukin is from? Nope. I still have no idea. This is also from Yaukin. If Yaukin is your country, let me know. I'm interested in knowing where this is from because I can't tell otherwise. Let's take a look. Ah, look at that. They're very lightweight. They're little wafer cookies, but not like a traditional wafer. They're like airy wafer cookies. And they have a chocolate filling that goes all the way around. The texture is a little bit like in the United States, like an ice cream cone, the kind that you buy at the grocery store and use at home. It's that same kind of shell. And then the inside is like somewhere between a milk and a dark chocolate. It's not quite as bitter as a dark chocolate, but not super sweet like a milk chocolate. But they're actually pretty good. There's an odd aftertaste. Not unpleasant, just a little odd. I don't know if I can describe it. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. Again, it's not unpleasant. Those will be all right to, you know, have for a couple nights for dessert after dinner, or again with coffee. Apparently coffee is my go-to. So that's it for this month's unboxing. Thanks for joining me for my very first one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you recognize any of these snacks, if you've tried any of them, let me know, and hopefully we'll see you next time for next month's unpacking. Have a good one.